This is Tuesday, December 31st. You're watching a special New Year's Eve Maritime edition of CBC News. Here's what's happening in our region.
Made a lot of egg rolls. Yeah, I think we're up to around 4,500 egg rolls.
Chinese food is one PEI New Year's Eve tradition. We'll hop around the region to find out how people are ringing in 2025.
I'm giving people an option, especially in rural Prince Edward Island, so that they can go out and drink responsibly and know that they're going to get home safely and our roads are a little bit safer.
That's Hal Perry, PEI MLA by day, designated driver on New Year's Eve. But despite efforts to curb impaired driving, arrests are actually up on PEI. Good evening, I'm Louise Martin. Thank you for joining us for a special Maritime edition of CBC News. Today, of course, New Year's Eve. People all around the region are getting ready to say goodbye to 2024 and hello to 2025. Here in Charlottetown, there are celebrations already underway and restaurants have been particularly busy preparing. Chien Desjardins explains.
New Year's Eve celebrations are starting down here at Founders Food Hall and Market. You can probably hear the music going. There's people dancing a moment ago. There's face painting happening. Ice sculpting is going on. Fireworks will also be here at 7 p.m. And I had a chance to speak with some people about what they are looking forward to the most in 2025.
I'm looking forward to being with my beautiful girlfriend and hopefully get through the rest of my studies in the Canadian Coast Guard College.
I'm so excited for my son because it's our first year here in PEI. We came from the Philippines and we're so excited to have a good future here in Canada.
Well, to have a lot of health, being healthy, my family and I, we want to maybe move to PE in the next year.
Some restaurants in the city are busy too. China Garden says they're pretty well booked solid for takeout orders.
We're probably up to about 170.
Owner Patrick Ross says this is one of their busiest days of the year. They've made about 4,500 egg rolls preparing. People started placing their orders 3 weeks ago.
It's an interesting tradition. It's something that I've done when I was younger, and it's generational. It's people look forward to it every year. It's one of those automatic things.
Thank you very much.
There will also be in-house dining tonight. This will be China Garden's first major New Year's celebration since before the pandemic. Ross says it's been a hectic couple of days and he's excited for this evening.
We want people to feel like they're in their own kitchen and having a party. We want to have a kitchen party. That's why we have some of the entertainers that we have. That's why we're going to show people how to play the spoons. And it's just going to be a good time with a good atmosphere and a lot of fun.
There are some road closures in the downtown area tonight. Prince Street over by Lobster on the Wharf is closed. There's also going to be some barricades along parts of Water Street. So if you do plan on making your way here, walking might be best. Now, the live music is going to wrap up around 8 o'clock, and then they'll be playing the Canada versus U.S. World Junior Hockey game. Chien Desjardins, CBC News, Charlottetown.
Kids in Nova Scotia were able to count down the new year today, just a few hours ahead of schedule. This is noon Year's Eve in Dartmouth. For those who may not be able to stay up late enough for the actual new year, people celebrated with snacks, all the arcade games they could handle, and were invited to share their wishes for the new year ahead. Now, it was not quite as lively this afternoon at the Grand Parade in Halifax, but come tonight, this place will be packed. People will be ringing in the new year with a concert there. It starts a bit later than noon Year's Eve. Events there kick off at 11 p.m. And in New Brunswick, that's the Voices Rising Youth Choir helping kick off celebrations this afternoon in front of the Avenir Centre in Moncton. While events were going on outside, the Wildcats took on the Charlottetown Islanders in a New Year's Eve game. Events continue there all night with a concert and fireworks at midnight. And tonight here on CBC, we'll be counting down to the new year. Our own Chien Desjardins will be part of the special. Tonight, it all begins at 9 local time. So let's check in with Ryan Snoddon now for a look at how New Year's weather is shaping up in the Maritimes. Happy New Year to you, Ryan.
And to you, Louise, and to everybody, of course, watching at home. And yeah, have a look at how things are going to shape up here over the next couple of hours. Obviously, we're going to cool as we near the midnight hour, but you know, all things considered for this time of year, it's going to be quite lovely across the Maritimes through this evening. And as we ring in 2025 right around midnight, we'll be near and just above the freezing mark for most of Nova Scotia as well as Prince Edward Island, starting to drop below the freezing mark, especially across central towards northern parts of New Brunswick. And that's where temps will start to slide. And this is where we'll have to watch for things to turn a little bit icy as we do move through the next few hours, certainly after midnight, as those temperatures do fall, and perhaps some icy patches. So just a heads up on that as you're heading home late tonight. Louise.
All right. Good advice there, Ryan. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Some local politicians on Prince Edward Island are offering to be designated drivers this New Year's Eve. But while getting home safely is a priority, impaired driving arrests on Prince Edward Island are actually up. Taylor O'Brien has more.
By day, Hal Perry is the MLA for Tignish Palmer Road, but on New Year's Eve, he will go by another title, the designated driver.
I'm kind of known as the MLA who drives the drunks home, but I hate to say that, but that's what people will come up and say to me, but it's not.
For 13 years, Perry has offered to be a designated driver on New Year's Eve. It started as a way to teach his teenage sons the importance of never getting in the vehicle with someone who may be under the influence, but he also wanted to give back to the Tignish community, one that doesn't have public transit.
I'm giving people an option, especially in rural Prince Edward Island, so that they can go out and drink responsibly and know that they're going to get home safely and our roads are a little bit safer.
Tignish Mayor Alan McGuinness is available to drive those in West Prince home if Perry gets many requests. Back in the day, he says there would be 75% of people drinking and driving Friday and Saturday nights. Now, he says he doesn't think there's as much impaired driving on Western PEI compared to 20 years ago.
I think with the education from the RCMP and different organizations, people have, smartened up and are more educated to the fact that they shouldn't drink and drive.
RCMP Corporal Gavin Morris says there were more than 230 impaired driving arrests on the island in 2023, and that end number will be even higher in 2024. He says that's because of the force's traffic services section and tools to address driving while impaired by cannabis. Moore says all officers will be out on the streets on New Year's Eve, and there will be multiple ride checks.
It's really to stop impaired drivers and to act as a reminder to the public that we're out there, and please make the right decision. Make sure that you plan a safe ride home, and we will be out there and there's a strong likelihood of getting caught.
Moore encourages everyone celebrating at any time to have a sober ride home. And if you see a suspected impaired driver, to always call 911. Taylor O'Brien, CBC News, Charlottetown.
A New Year's Eve tradition has returned in Halifax. The Soul Harbours Rescue Mission once again is offering its end-of-the-year dinner. It was paused during COVID, but today the kitchen staff and volunteers were busy preparing 300 meals. They serve those in need turkey dinners along with stockings filled with hygiene items and toys. The organization says it's been a busy year.
It's been a year of growth. Not only has our clientele grown, but we've been able to keep up with that pace of growth by serving more and more people with food, clothing, and shelter.
Porter says the day is a small gesture to welcome the new year and helps bring the community together for a final meal before 2025. And in New Brunswick, 21 homeless people now have a place to call home thanks to a transitional housing pilot project in St. John. The project turned large mobile trailers into 18 bachelor-like apartments with wraparound support services. CBC had an opportunity to see the units before people moved in.
So we're here at Somerset Acres, advancing community with respect, empowerment, and support. So we have 18 units here, bachelor units, and really this is a quick way to house people. So we wait with Elantra trailers modified to be able to have people move in within a 6-month time period rather than waiting for longer developments. They're kind of placed here in this kind of circular so that staff are able to really have some community events planned where we all come together for some privacy and also just for ease of being able to access staff. Let's take a look inside.
Let's do it.
This is one of our regular bachelor units. It can accommodate a couple, so 2 people. Very simple. We have a bed, we have some storage area, small kitchenette, and of course a closet here. And then if we go over, we also have a sink, some more storage. Every unit has also been equipped with heat pump air conditioner for summer. And what we really tried to do is keep things simple so that people could learn to start building those tenancy skills and not get overwhelmed. And everyone has their own bathroom with walk-in shower. And so it's really a great opportunity for that next step for housing. Here we have wraparound services and supports. This is actually a housing program where the residents will be meeting with staff regularly throughout the day and night, 24-hour staff on site providing supports and working in each of these units to help individuals learn how to, or relearn, how to take care of their belongings, how to take care of their space, and take care of themselves. The idea behind the acres was to very quickly get apartments ready, move people in, build some skill set, move them on, get others in. And this is a pilot, and our goal is to show and learn here what we need to do so that we can actually create more spaces like this. For 21 individuals, they'll be coming to live here. That frees up 21 beds out of the cold shelter. And then as people transition out here, others move in, and again, it carries on until eventually we see the end of chronic homelessness.
In Nova Scotia, some high school students are making sure no one goes hungry this holiday season and year-round. Take a look at the Karma Closet at Northumberland Regional High School.
1 minute, here we go. It's going to happen here in a minute. So I witnessed excitement, and I noticed a population of 900 students sort of buying into this. Whether they come every day or not, they respect it, and they respect what the Karma Closet people do. And it's changed our school in a positive way in many ways, I think.
Potato and broccoli. Tomato and cheddar, and beef and rice and veggie.
Karma Closet started as just a cupboard with some snacks. It started because we noticed a need for food, need for hygiene, need for clothing, stuff like that. So it grew into a big closet full of snacks as well as a full lunch line program. That started out as just a few cups a day with rice or salad, but now it's a full lunch line serving up to 200 people a day.
The students like to have some moderation, so once every 2 weeks you do a little play on fast food, a little buffalo chicken pasta, cheeseburger pasta, a couple nice soups, roast potatoes. So they like today, that's for sure. I've been involved with Karma Closet. This is my 3rd year, and last year the students approached me and said they want to expand it. They want more fresh salads, more homemade food. So I kind of said, we'll get my culinary trades 11 course on board, and part of the curriculum for them is making food and getting experience in commercial kitchens and how it operates. So I took my years of being in commercial kitchens in here, and we decided to try and feed as many students as we could barrier-free in the school. So that's what we've been doing for 2 years. I witnessed the school change as far as like a wellness way. There's sort of attendance is up. There's less altercations in the hallways. There's more people with food in their stomach, and they're willing to sort of focus and sit and learn and just be more comfortable. I don't know. It's been a big shift at this school.
This is a free lunch program. Anyone can use it with no judgment. So we really, because of that, we don't know kind of the difference between students who can maybe afford a lunch and bring one to school and students who really need this program. But by having it be kind of an inclusive, no one really knows kind of that difference, it's really helped kind of destigmatize it so that like students really know that it doesn't matter what your background is, you're always free to get some lunch here. It's an amazing thing, and it brings that like feeling of I'm doing something good into my life, I find.
Remarkable program and students. Okay, here is a live look at Blue Nose 2 Wharf in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. Isn't that beautiful? That tree is made up of lobster traps. We'll be back with the full weather forecast with Ryan Snoddon after this as you enjoy the view. Ryan is back with a full look at maritime weather now. So, the big question, how is 2025 kicking off for our beautiful region, Ryan?
Yeah, well, it's definitely going to be starting on a little cooler note than what 2024 left off. Boy, what a mild end of the year. And you think about how snowy it was over Christmas and cold. And boy, what a change in the last few days. Thanks so much, Louise. As we look at those afternoon temperatures across the Maritimes today, mid to high single digits in many cases, and yes, some double digits, Moncton and Greenwood and Port Hawkesbury today. So yeah, quite mild for this time of year. That rain is now clearing away, and a beautiful New Year's evening shaping up here across the Maritimes. Great for bringing in 2025. This is the next system we're going to be watching, and that is going to be rolling in as we move throughout the first day of 2025 throughout the day tomorrow. Overnight lows tonight will drop to the freezing mark all across the Maritimes and below freezing, especially in low-lying areas. But New Brunswick, most notably here, will be dropping into the -3 to 5 range for central towards northern areas of the province. Now let's time things out. And in case you missed it earlier, we did run through this hour by hour. And you can see as we ring in the new year at midnight, right around the freezing mark for most. So if you are heading out to maybe enjoy a few fireworks in the backyard, just you won't have to bundle up too much, but certainly temps will be dropping. And then as we move into the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning, again, that's where temps will continue to slide. A pretty cloudy, sluggish start to the day, especially across Nova Scotia, but I do think we'll see some sunny breaks. Northern New Brunswick, across Prince Edward Island, and into eastern parts of Nova Scotia, more so than what this model is projecting. And then we're going to be watching that system tracking in throughout the day, from southwest to northeast. Note the timeline here. So late morning, we're going to start to see that rain moving into St. Stephen, Digby, Shelburne, Yarmouth, and then that rain will continue to slide up towards Halifax and the Valley and Fredericton and Edmundston, with some snow mixing in there early to mid-afternoon, and then that rain will continue to slide in. Looks like it'll get into Prince Edward Island and Cape Breton as we move towards the later stages of the afternoon, more so towards the supper hour. So we will see some sunshine here towards the north and east before it fades away. And you can see those temperatures once again quite mild as those winds become east to northeast tomorrow. Certainly a damper feel to the day. And then you can see Wednesday evening that rain lifts off to the north. We see a secondary push of moisture here for Wednesday night and through Thursday morning, with scattered showers for most, though some snow continuing to mix in for northwestern parts of New Brunswick. This is where we're looking at some accumulating snow possible here through the northwest of New Brunswick on Thursday and Thursday night. And again, those temperatures staying quite mild on Thursday for Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. And that snow will then start to mix in for areas further to the south in the form of flurries, as those temperatures will be dropping into Friday. So a little heads up that we could all see as we move through later Thursday into Friday, a little bit of snow, but it is the northwest of New Brunswick where we could see 5 to 15 centimeters by the time we get to Friday. New Brunswick, note for your 7-day forecast, those temperatures certainly sliding as we work our way through the weekend and into next week. Nova Scotia, similar story, mild couple of days, those temperatures then sliding as we move throughout the weekend with some flurry chances Sunday into Monday. And for Prince Edward Island, again, we're talking about that bit of a messy mix on Thursday late day with a change over to flurries for Friday as well. And those temperatures certainly cooler than what we've been seeing the last couple of days as we move through the weekend. That's your forecast. Louise?
Thank you so much. And once again, Ryan, thanks for everything in 24, and we'll see you in 2025.
Right back at you. Thank you.
What a beautiful picture there. Ethel McDonald sent us this photo. Sunrise on Sunday morning over the Cardigan River on Prince Edward Island. Ethel, that is an absolutely stunning picture. Look at those colors. Take in those sights while we have them. We do love to put your photos on our program on PEI. It's called Compass. You can send them to us, compass@cbc.ca. We're happy to take pictures from all over the region. Speaking of, a look out at King Street in St. John, New Brunswick now. A nice view of the uptown and, of course, the St. John River on this New Year's Eve. There is more CBC Maritimes for you coming up after this commercial break, so stick around. Welcome back. We had to share this photo with you tonight. Peter Hutchinson sent us this. Fred, the snowman, surviving the warm temperatures in Mermaid PEI. Peter, sadly, I think poor Fred's days might be numbered, but you know, like Frosty, he'll be back again someday. So many of you will be soon ringing in the new year, but in other parts of the world, of course, it's already 2025.
Here we go!
Thailand kicking off the new year with a display in Bangkok. Thousands of people gathered in Tokyo for the pyrotechnics. Taiwan brought in the year of the snake, according to the Chinese zodiac. Australia, always good for a party, started the festivities on the other side of the globe. And in Times Square, New York City, they're testing the lights on the crystal ball for the big show. Of course, that big show comes with big security, and even without a specific threat, New York City officials are concerned about safety at the Times Square's ball drop.
So if you see something, say something, but most importantly, do something, notify any uniformed personnel.
Spectators should expect to be screened by our counterterrorism officers at these access points. And once you enter a viewing area, there will be no re-entry.
An estimated 1 million people are expected to pack Times Square to see the ball drop tonight. It's been a tradition for 120 years. But among the revelers, the mayor says there will be officers in plain clothes, on horseback, in helicopters, and on boats, along with K-9 units. Not everyone's going out for New Year's Eve. Some may be getting ready to celebrate from the comfort of their couch, maybe watching the World Junior Hockey Championship, and of course, cheering for head coach of this year's Canadian team, PEI's Dave Cameron. Cameron from Concora coached Junior A part-time for nearly a decade after retiring as a player until he made life behind the bench his full-time gig. Since then, there have been stops right across North America, including 7 seasons in the NHL, along with a stint in Austria and success on the international stage. Now he's behind the bench for Team Canada, and here they are practicing earlier this afternoon in Ottawa for a big game tonight, the next installment in the cross-border rivalry between Team Canada and Team USA. They play in Ottawa starting at 9 p.m. local time, Atlantic time. Canada and the U.S. are tied for first in Group A. Nerve-wracking, should be a good game. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And on behalf of all of us here at CBC and the Maritimes, happy New Year. We'll see you back on Thursday. Good night, Maritimes.
I really didn't realize there were so many different kinds of mushrooms local.
So we just
I haven't tried those.
chop it up, put in the omelette. You try with the omelette.
Yeah.
Great, yeah.
Great with the
yeah,
omelette.
yeah.
So again, if we're going to harvest, just harvest sustainably. Never take all of what you find.
You learn really quickly with mushrooms that you're never gonna know everything, and that's why it's so fascinating about them. You know, it's several lifetimes of learning, and you're not gonna be done.
Hello, I'm Tom Murphy. Welcome to Land and Sea. Mushrooms and other kinds of fungi are an essential part of the natural landscape of the Maritimes. They may not be the largest or most glamorous aspect of the natural world, but increasingly, more people are looking at them as a source of nutrition, medicine, and scientific wonder. Here in Summerside, PEI, Darren Tran has established a gourmet mushroom farm in a shipping container on the outskirts of town.
We are in Summerside, Greenwood Drive, PEI here. My name is Darren Tran, and our business is to be green farm, which will grow gourmet mushroom. Yeah, we arrived Canada last year in June, and with our family, and we settled down in Summerside. We got invitation from city of Summerside to come here as an entrepreneur to invest in the community, and we have passion of mushroom, especially in the gourmet mushroom. And this was like in our culture in Asia, we use a lot of gourmet mushroom, and that's, you know, we know a lot of benefits from gourmet mushroom to our health. So we bring that plan to come here to invest in Summerside PEI. In Vietnam, I learned from my uncle. He has a big farm in Vietnam for growing gourmet mushroom, and he supplied to the supermarket in Vietnam. In PEI, we starting and we go to the farmer market in Summerside and Charlottetown. There's a grocery in Riverview in Charlottetown, and ours in Summerside we have the Asia food stock as well.
The long-established Summerside Farmers Market is a great place for consumers who have questions about the mushrooms Darren sells.
But blue oyster is good for omelette, stir fry. Yeah, and this cinnamon cap is good with barbecue or beef steak. Yeah, and this one like pan frying. Lion's man is like pan frying with the butter and stuff.
I'd like to try oyster mushroom.
Yeah, so we just
I haven't tried those.
chop it up, put it in the omelette. You try with the omelette, it's great. Yeah,
Great with
yeah,
omelette.
yeah.
There. Here's the cheese. Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, have a good weekend. Yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
So we'll enjoy that. Have an omelet tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alfredo Justo is a botanist and mycologist. When he arrived in St. John to work at the New Brunswick Museum, he was excited to discover the fungi that are native to these parts.
I do really have my dream job. I do have my dream job, and I'm really grateful and lucky that mycology is my day job. But many other people in North America are making great contributions, and in other parts. North America has been my home for the past 12 years. So, but they're making contributions to mycology, and mycology is not their day job. It's something that they do in their spare time. It's something that they spend money on, and it's something that they do. They have, you know, their day jobs doing whatever they do, and then they spend a lot of time doing mycology and making collections and finding new species and doing what I do for my day job.
Yellowfoot ones. That's an amazing find. Your dinner's going to be good tonight.
Yes, it is. A lot of people are doing it just because they love fungi and they love mushrooms. The advent of social media has, I think, helped spread many aspects that before were only known to particular groups of people. There has always been groups of people that are really interested in movies or music or mushrooms or something. And before social media, you had to go to those groups to become really involved in those aspects, in those hobbies, in those things that people would do, you know, as something they do outside of their work. Now, all those aspects are being shared immediately. I can find a mushroom, and within 5 seconds, I can post it to the world on the internet, and everybody can see it. It's the immediacy of social media these days, and has helped, I think, spread knowledge about mushrooms, has helped kind of put together like citizen science initiatives. So it has been really positive in some areas.
There is so much still to learn about mushrooms, and ordinary citizens can make important contributions to science, and they do every day.
This is the one we were talking before, Amanita muscaria. The variety that we get here in Eastern North America in general is not the red one that is common in Europe, but it's a more yellow-orange one. And there have been some genetic studies saying maybe Amanita muscaria is more than one species, so we may need to name it something else. But in this case, this is just a fragment of the cap. You see how big the box is compared to the ones that we were looking at before. Then sometimes for big specimens you need big boxes. Even though the mushroom shrinks when you dry it, really big mushrooms are still pretty big, even in herbarium. And in this case, this has preserved the color pretty well. I mean, it has changed a little bit from the fresh one, but it really has preserved the orange, yellowish color of the Amanita really well. Amanitas are very typical mushrooms. They have caps, they have gills, they have a ring.
Look at that amazing yellow color.
Everybody should be a mycologist. And again, a lot of people are mycologists in kind of their spare time, and it's their hobby, and they're doing very important and great contributions to mycology everywhere.
Coming up, Despite some resistance, the consumption of edible mushrooms is gradually spreading through different maritime communities.
You don't have any turkey tail, do you?
The maritime landscape is home to many species of fungi, many of which have not yet been scientifically cataloged. Alfredo Justo is a botanist and mycologist at the New Brunswick Museum.
I usually take like 4 or 5 pictures per collection. That's also the good thing about digital cameras. You don't have to print them later, so you can have as many as you want. Now I have taken the pictures. I have a general sense, a general idea of what this mushroom is. So the next thing is I'm going to go to my notebook and I'm going to write down, I'm going to give it a unique collection number. So this one is going to be AJ2830. And in this case, I have a general idea of what this mushroom is. So I'm going to write down in my fill notebook, Amanita citrina group. When you're beginning in mycology and getting familiar with the mushrooms, one important thing to do is to smell the mushrooms. And Amanita citrina has an important character that it smells like raw potatoes. Like when you're peeling the potatoes, it has that particular smell. So always smell the mushrooms that you find and note, if you have a field notebook, what was the smell in the field. So that's important also. We know amanitas, most of them associate with the roots of trees. So it's gonna, but many of them don't have a specific association. Sometimes they can associate with birch, sometimes they can associate with fir, but it's good to get a general sense of what the trees around here are. So I can make a note again in my notebook next to birch and fir, spruce, whatever trees you find around. I have taken my photos, I have made my notes, I have given this collection a unique number that it's gonna keep. And now I can just put it away. And in this case, it's probably a good idea to put it in the tackle box so the specimens don't break.
Increasingly, many people are curious about mushrooms, but Dr. Justo thinks this interest is only going to expand.
So especially I think it's important these days in the context of, global climate change, how things are changing. Are things that are becoming more rare, more common? Are they moving? Are they changing their distributions? To answer that questions, first you have to know what is there. To know how things are changing, you first have to establish what is out there. And for mushrooms, we just don't know yet. We're in the process of knowing.
So welcome. I'm Jennifer Chandler.
In central Nova Scotia, Jennifer Chandler leads groups of curious mushroom hunters through the forest.
So today I'm going to take you into the woods to learn all about the magic that Mother Nature offers, mushrooms, medicinal plants, how to identify them. So we'll forage on this side and then we'll go on to the other side where there's a little bit more mushrooms and some other edibles. I'll take you guys down by the river. It's a great place to just kind of be with nature, have the time to have a sit spot and relax, listen to the water.
In many maritime communities, people are hesitant to ingest fungi that they've foraged on their own, but books, apps, and field trips are there to fill the need.
We'll enjoy a nature-inspired tea and snack by the river, do some forest bathing, and just have fun today.
Coming up, digging into the wonder of mushrooms.
I gave my tattoo artist a group of mushrooms that I liked. And he said, I'm not going to fit all of those into one. And I said, that's okay, they can go further up. And then he sort of designed this little cuff for a sleeve for me.
This is an old-growth forest deep in central Nova Scotia. It's where Jennifer Chandler is leading an enthusiastic group on a mushroom foray. The folks who signed up for this field trip share a curiosity about the fascinating world of fungi.
So false turkey tail is often gray. Sometimes it has a purple hue on the edge of its fanning, and then the underside would have the gills. So that's your takeaways. If it has gills, it's not edible. It's not poisonous, but you just can't ingest it.
The false turkey tail has the purple coloration and the real turkey tail will not.
That's correct. Okay. Yeah.
And only on the top or on the bottom as well? Like I have this one stump growing and it has the white with the bottom of it's white.
Yes.
And on the other side of it, the same stump, it's purple, but it's still pores, not gills.
Yes. Yeah.
That be false or
that would be false.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And true turkey tail can range in colors. Like some can be dark gray, lighter gray, different as it matures. It gets a little bit darker. But you always, any mushroom, you always want to look on the underside. Bonnie knows.
Would the false turkey tail be poisonous? So if someone made a mistake and consumed the...
No, it's not poisonous. It's just not edible.
It's difficult to challenge long-held beliefs about mushrooms. Fortunately, there are experienced guides who share their knowledge and expertise.
So that's turkey tail. And yeah, someone pointed out that it's all the way at the top of the tree. It will grow in kind of like shelves and clusters. So hopefully we find some that's a bit lower down. But that was a good first find.
There seems to be no end of discoveries on this foraging adventure.
Oh, great find. So this is called hen of the woods. Some people call it chicken of the woods. It is like a mushroom delicacy. Everyone wants to find this when they're foraging. It grows in clusters and clumps. It's got kind of like spores on the underside. It makes great like chicken alternative if you're vegan. We'll just pass that around. This is a good find. So chicken of the woods particularly likes oak trees. As you can see, it grows in clusters. Now it's old. We couldn't forage this today and eat it, but everyone wants to find chicken of the woods. It's delicious. This is a hedgehog mushroom. It gets its name because it's got little quills on the underside that look like hedgehog fur, and this is a lactarius. And it's got a deep brown purple color and it's absolutely gorgeous. So this is witch's butter, a type of jelly fungus. It's just started its growth. This is a parchment bracket. So you'll often find them in tight clusters that grow up the tree. They're often confused with turkey tail, so you really have to be sure with identification. And then this little polypore here, it doesn't normally grow on conifer trees, but we found it today, so that was pretty cool. But this is also obviously a young one, and it's quite soft. But that was a good find. We found 3 in one tree. These are called coral spindles, and they grow kind of like in these upright. They're really beautiful. They're not edible, but they're super fun to find, and that color is amazing. Actually, these are red tip coral. See the red tips on them?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So again, if we're going to harvest, just harvest sustainably. Never take all of what you find. We always want to leave 1/3 of our medicinal or edible mushrooms on the forest floor.
Jennifer Chandler feels a deep connection to these woods and is drawn to the mysteries and bounty on the trees and in the ground.
I love foraging and just being in nature. She has a lovely way of grounding us and bringing us back to balance. No matter who we are or what stage of life we're in, Mother Nature just has a great way of giving us her medicine, bringing us balance. I love taking groups out. Particularly in the last few years, a lot of people have come to my practice to learn how to forage, to learn how to heal their bodies naturally with what Mother Nature offers. And so one of my biggest passions is showing people how to identify medicinals and then how to apply it to your daily life, not only for the purposes of for healthcare, but preventative medicine. And also, I'm a big foodie, so how can we apply that in our food? Because that's one of the easiest ways that we can better our health is through the food that we eat. It's our foundation. So Mother Nature provides all kinds of medicinal medicines and foods and berries that treat a wide range of health conditions. And it just makes you happy. You can't help but be balanced in Mother Nature.
Honestly, I just like that they're so different. Like, you look at them and the ones that look like, I don't know, little feathers and different things like that, I really didn't realize there were so many different kinds of mushrooms local. And I really have enjoyed learning about the different kinds. I do like to get out in nature, so that doesn't hurt either. And the rain held off even better.
Kate Goodwin and Art Nickerson are thrilled to be foraging and learning along the way.
I learned what chanterelles look like, and turkey tails, and a whole bunch of other stuff, and something called destroying angel that you're not going to touch, so it's a good thing to know.
So this is Fomitopsis ochrea. The cool thing that I want to show you about this particular mushroom is on the other side, where you can see where the mycelium has traveled along the tree roots. There's a couple here, but if you come here, you'll be able to see. And what I wanted to show today, which is so cool about it, is these water droplets that get emitted from the mushroom. So what this is called is guttation, and what that means is the mushroom has an accelerated speed of metabolism when it goes through really fast growth. So the water droplets emit, they drop down into the moss, and they grow new mushrooms. This is a relatively new mushroom that's just been identified in 2011. Most people just identify it as a shelf bracket, but I really love that these little water droplets form. And again, it's called guttation. So it's the reaction of the photosynthesis of that mycelium with the moss. So an accelerated form of metabolism. And they're so cool. And you can see it's just worked its way up little processes.
Oh, yeah. So you see the spores are carried in the water droplets?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
People are interested in mushrooms for many different reasons, and eating well is one of the biggest ones.
Would you guys like one? They're chock full of B vitamins, they've got protein, they've got iron, they have fiber, they help lay that good prebiotic foundation for your probiotics to do their work. And all those things are really important. But from a day-to-day cooking standpoint, they just have an earthy flavor. They add a lot of texture to our foods, and it's a great way to beef up our recipes and just give your family and yourselves good wholesome meals. We're going to do a wild mushroom cream of mushroom soup with roasted garlic, fennel, and a chaga infused broth. So we're just going to take a chunk of our chaga. So this is chaga that we've harvested off of yellow birch trees. It is your anti-inflammatory, so it's also an immune modulator, so that means it's going to help improve your immunity. This is probably one of the easiest ways to use it is to make a chaga tea. So all you do is take one of these chunks. I've added it to 6 cups of hot water, and I've just let it simmer. This has been simmering for a while, but typically if you're at home, you want to put your chunk into your water, let it simmer for about 45 minutes, and you can see how dark that this chunk has made that water. So that's all the tannins and the medicine coming from your chaga into your water. And if you don't like tea, this is one of my favorite ways to use it, is just to use it as your veggie stock. So we're gonna add this chaga broth to our soup today. So let me show you all the ingredients we're going to use for our wild mushroom soup today with the chaga infused broth. We have our mushrooms, which we foraged last time on our first filming. We have just basic white onions. We have fennel bulb, turmeric, which is your anti-inflammatory, chopped garlic, just a little arrowroot powder to thicken your soup, and we're done. Himalayan sea salt and black pepper, coconut milk, but you could use regular 2% milk or cream. And these are mushrooms that I had just rehydrated in some water. When you forage on your own from your backyard or a local trail, or in the middle of the forest, you don't have to go to the grocery store. So it saves you time, it saves you money. You're giving back to Mother Nature by harvesting sustainably, so that ensures that our forest diversity grows every year. Hey girls, dinner's ready. It's hot. I'm gonna blow on it a little bit.
Mom, this is really good.
Of course, not everyone grows up in a mushroom-loving household, but they still like to know about what's growing in their immediate environment. As medicinal, culinary, and scientific trends come and go, the countless species of mushrooms continue to thrive and play a key role in the health of our forests. There may be brighter stars in the natural world, but mushrooms remain a source of wonder.
You learn really quickly with mushrooms that you're never gonna know everything, and that's why it's so fascinating about them. You know, it's several lifetimes of learning and you're not gonna be done. And I think that gives you humility in some sense, and it gives you a sense of how much we don't know about the natural world. And I think once you make peace with that, I think it's a fascinating journey, learning about mushrooms, knowing that you're never gonna learn everything about them.